correct me. No, that's not how it works. I need to invent a product. I need to start a revolutionary business. I need to create the next big company. They're so convinced that they need to immediately build some complex business empire or invent the next Facebook. But they're skipping the most crucial step in the wealth building process. Here's a pattern that you cannot ignore, and I have so many examples as well here. Look at nearly every self-made millionaire, and you'll see the same pattern play out over and over again. For example, Alex Becker, you might have seen him before on YouTube. He didn't start with a massive software company. He began with affiliate marketing, a straightforward skill he could monetize immediately. This is basically a marketing. He started with marketing. He started by selling other people's products. He mastered digital marketing, understood what worked, what didn't. He saw gaps in the market, and then he built one of the biggest ad software platforms that he eventually sold for tens of millions of dollars. He sold it for tens of millions of dollars. He's made tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars as well. And next we have Alex Hormozi. He didn't launch right into a complex business empire, right? He runs a business where he essentially buys other people's businesses, and now he has a portfolio of companies. He started as a personal fitness trainer, learning how to deliver results and communicate value. From there, he opened gyms. Then he created a gym turnaround business where he will help other people make more money with their gyms. And now he runs multiple business ventures generating hundreds of millions of dollars. He's in different softwares, et cetera, et cetera. Each step built on the expertise from the previous one. The Tate, Mr. Bugatti. Tate has the life many people dream about and aspire to achieve, but things weren't always that way. He started in sales at a company he didn't own, pitching products he didn't care about. Now look, I don't care what your opinion of him is. It doesn't really matter. You can look at the story and see the pattern. Just to sharpen his tongue, learn skills, and actually stack cash. Later, growing into a business model. So kickboxing, affiliate marketing, he sold digital products, he did his other business ventures that we won't mention here. And he didn't wait for permission, a recession, or the perfect time to start. He found cracks in the system and he built leverage through pure aggression, clarity, and confidence, and he just started. Next, we have Sam Ovens. Sam didn't immediately create School, which is his business that he has right now. It's a software company where you can go on there and create your own paid community. He started as a consultant, working directly with clients to solve their problems. That expertise showed him what businesses actually need, which led him to digital products. He was selling his own consulting services and mentorship and mastermind, which eventually evolved into his platform that he now runs. The pattern is undeniable. Skill mastery first, then business expansion later. It's happened so many times. So oftentimes people think that they need to build this huge thing just to start. And it's just not like that. And me as well. Don't know much about me? Well, I started with copywriting back in 2022. That business model took me from 0 to 11K per month in 9 months. And I noticed that others in the copywriting community were having struggles and questions in areas where I had already succeeded in. So I made a few Loom videos to give some helpful tips to some people. Next thing I know, I blew up in the community and people begged me to make a YouTube channel. Like, bro, make a whole YouTube channel. You should be a YouTuber. You explain things so well, et cetera, et cetera. So I did. Fast forward a couple of years and I'm rapidly approaching 200K subscribers right here on YouTube. Subscribe if you haven't already, because I make videos that are awesome like this all the time. And this is just one of many free courses I'll be releasing within the next few months. Since I started, I've made money with 8+ different income streams and surpassed multimillionaire status. And again, it all started with me just learning a skill and selling it to others. And unlike a lot of other people as well who end up going the whole YouTube route and personal brand route, I just started making videos for people because they were asking me to. They had questions, so I'd make a video and I'd be like, that video actually got quite a few good views. It got thousands of views and hundreds of comments. Then I do it again and I do it again. And then I kind of let it go while I was still working with my clients. And then eventually I was like, you know what? I think I can monetize this. And then I did. So the 2 core skills that power everything. Now, if you strip business down to its essentials, everything revolves around marketing and sales. Master either one of these and you have the foundation for virtually any business venture. Now, there are so many different types of these. I'm kind of tripping out about how this AI guy kind of looks like me. But anyway, there's so many different types of these that you can go down. So for example, you can start with media buying. You can start with, I'm going to run ads for businesses. But at the end of the day, when you run these ads for businesses, what do you need to know? You're still going to need to know the core skills of marketing, which is copywriting. That's like a high income micro skill, for example. And it's the same with sales. You want to learn the basics of sales before you get on a call with somebody and try to sell them, because in that moment, you're going to realize that sales actually isn't extremely easy. But I'll show you how to get into those the best way possible as we go on. These services are transferable to every industry, every product, and every service. These services look like copywriting, social media marketing, direct sales, and appointment setting. These are all variations of the core skills and all infinitely more practical starting points than inventing the next big thing with no experience. So here's the skill first wealth path. The most reliable path to wealth isn't just some overnight success story. It's more predictable progression. You master a marketable skill, you develop systems, you hire others, you package your knowledge, and then you scale through automation and team building. Each step funds the next. Each step builds on the knowledge from the previous one. Each step reduces risk because you're evolving based on the market feedback and not just your assumptions. So the bottom line, my friends, is this. When people dismiss the learn a skill first advice, they're usually looking for shortcuts that don't exist. People are like, Tyson, give me a business idea. You have a lot of money. I'm like, brother, that's really not how it works. I'll give you an analogy. It's like going up to an amazing musician, say they're a guitar player, and saying, bro, how do you do that? Teach me how to do that. And it's like, do you expect them to show you right there and then what notes they're playing? No. You want to know how they did it? They sat in their room for probably 2 to 3 hours a day, maybe even a little bit more. And they played and they played and they played and they played and they got really good. It really is just that simple. It's a skill just like anything else. You can just learn it and you'll get good at it and you'll get results. They want to skip the foundation building and just jump right into the empire. But without the foundation of skill, market knowledge, and cash flow, they're building on sand. The irony is that the boring skill-first approach is actually the fastest path to wealth. I say this often, but the fastest path to wealth isn't by skipping steps. It's by going through all the steps quickly. It generates income while you learn, connects you with real customers, and reveals authentic opportunities with no amount of theoretical planning could ever uncover for you. So when someone asks me how to get rich, I'll keep saying the same answer every single time. You learn a skill and you go from there. The ones who listen will be building their empires, while the shortcut seekers will be stuck daydreaming. And if you want to know the difference, the big difference between marketing versus sales, just like this. The relationship between marketing and sales has never been explained more perfectly than through the Jake Paul fight strategy. I can't remember where I've heard this. I didn't come up with this, but here it is. Jake Paul has built a fighting career on a brilliantly simple formula. He only fights opponents he's confident that he can beat. Typically retired MMA athletes crossing into boxing, or fighters well past their prime. I don't need to remind everybody of the Mike Tyson event. This strategy isn't an accident. It's calculated business brilliance that perfectly illustrates the relationship between marketing and sales. So marketing, for example, is setting up the perfect match. Marketing is everything that happens before the fight. So for example, it's the arena, it's the crowd, the storyline, all designed to create the perfect conditions for victory. Before Jake Paul throws a single punch, his team's already won half the battle. They scout the perfect matchup, the big name, check. Washed up, double check. Easy win with max hype, full house. Nothing is left to chance. And that's what marketing is like. But how do they do this? They create compelling narratives around each matchup that generate maximum attention while minimizing actual risk. Just as Jake wouldn't randomly challenge the current heavyweight champion in their prime, smart businesses don't try to sell everyone or compete in saturated markets without a strategic advantage. If your marketing is sloppy, your sales will bleed. You set the table right and the closes become automatic. Sales, on the other hand, is winning the fight. It's one-to-one. Sales is the fight itself. The moments of truth where all the preparation and position is put into the test. Now, it's the one-to-one conversation, the proposal, the actual close itself. When Jake steps into the ring, he's already done most of the hard work. He's chosen an opponent that he can beat. He's trained specifically for their weakness. The crowd is energized, the expectations are set, and now he just needs to execute. And with great marketing, the sales conversation becomes dramatically easier. So here's the flywheel relationship, how they work to improve each other. With great marketing, sales is easy. And with great sales, you'll make the most out of your marketing. This statement captures the perfect symbiosis between these functions. You don't have to make things harder than they need to be. Smart positioning and preparation, which is marketing, can make the actual execution, which is sales, significantly easier. And in business, this means investing in both capabilities. Marketing attracts the right people, and sales skills effectively convert that interest into revenue. And now I need to explain something to you guys, which is going to change how you even see learning skills, business, making money extremely. This is why some people can sell skills and just be a freelancer and make tens of thousands of dollars per month, while other people are stuck being like, hey man, can you work with me for just like $100? I'll do it for $50. I'll do it for $25 and a cheeseburger. Like they are extremely desperate, while other people are just raking in the cash. And it's really just because of this. A, B, and C players, understanding your market value. So here's the thing about service providers. They are not all created equally. And the market, it pays accordingly. If you don't understand the value ladder, you'll underprice yourself, get overlooked, and stay stuck with low-tier clients. There is a hierarchy. It's real, it's brutal, and it decides who eats. So it starts with C players. This is the implementation layer. So C players occupy the bottom rung of the value ladder. These are the implementation specialists whose work, while necessary, is increasingly commoditized. So short form video editors, basic graphic designers, data entry specialists, general virtual